What is something you are pretty sure only your body does, but have been too embarrassed to ask NSFW? I occasionally have this weird experience where all sensory input becomes super irritating for no reason and then stops again. It is a very sharp transition. Everything is normal and then it is like someone flipped a switch and suddenly every noise is grating. Every surface feels uncomfortable. It is like someone turned up the annoying dial super high, and then after a few minutes everything goes back to normal. The really strange thing about this is that it really does not feel like a mood, it comes and it goes seemingly instantaneously, and it is a really sharp, distinct difference. To the point that I can tell immediately when it is switched on or off. I will go months or sometimes even years between instances of this, but it has happened my whole life. And I have never been able to find any similar experiences or explanations. It does not seem to be tied to any obvious cause such as I'm feeling beforehand, sleep or lack thereof, types of food. It just happens and then goes away. That happens to me every so often. It's extremely unpleasant. Flinching at every sudden noise, cannot get quite comfortable in your seat, just wanting everything around you to stop. Every single time I stand up, I get that blackout feeling and I cannot see anything out of my eyes for a few moments, which causes me to have to hold on to something for a few moments. My hearing also decreases while this happens too. Sometimes when I'm in a rush at work my heart starts pounding insanely hard and I can feel it throughout every ligament. It does not happen often, but it is not like a panic attack, just hard, fast throbbing. Just to get this out of the way, those little white things from the back of your throat that smell ducking terrible are called tonsilloliths, link literally tonsil stones. You are not the only one. It is not your fault. If I'm really stressed out, like at an 8+ out of 10 and I yawn, my tongue will cramp up in the back of my throat for about 30 seconds. All I can do is lay on the floor and whimper while this is happening, while simultaneously trying to reassure people around me that yes, this is the most painful thing in the universe. But no, do not call the police. I will be fine. And then it is over, and I'm fine. Sometimes when I'm eating it feels like my esophagus closes and I cannot eat or drink anything else until it opens back up. It usually takes a minute or two for it to calm down or whatever and I can start eating again. Humming also seems to help alleviate the problem. Link. My husband has this and had to have his esophagus basically stretched out a few times under anesthesia. It is caused by GERD. I get horrible episodes of stomach pain. Literally excruciating. It comes in what I call contractions, like strong twisting waves, and I have learned it means I will need to shit soon. I will usually sit on the toilet for about an hour, biting on a towel, sometimes throwing up from the pain of it. They get worse and worse and closer together until finally the shit comes out, and it always like an atomic bomb of diarrhea. I would love to have this explained to me. Edit also. This has happened times in the middle of the night. Like had a great day, no worries, peacefully sleeping, and wake up to a feeling of pain that causes me to hardly be able to walk. Edit 2. Thanks everyone. I'm still reading every single suggestion and I appreciate it. I will be making an appointment as soon as I finish paying off the medical bills I have from another issue. I'm pretty sure it's not an allergy because I have kept a food diary and there was no pattern at all. The poop is sometimes an orange color and mucus like. I don't know if that might get more responses or just gross everyone out. But either way, there ya go. My hips pop. It only happens when I move either leg laterally, that is, out to the side, instead of back or forth. Which means the most common time for it to happen is when I'm having sex and I get on top of the guy. It sounds similar to popping a cork, and everyone cringes when they hear it. So I must be a freak. It is not painful, but I still flinch and say ouch for some reason. All of these hip poppers coming out of the woodwork. Welcome, fellow young people that sound like old people when you move. Our common plight motivated me to look it up, and it is called snapping hip syndrome. Link, if you did not already know, which I did not. Do not worry, it should dissipate by the time you are 40, just in time for arthritis to begin setting in. My hips pop. Holy shit. Me too. It only happens when I move either leg laterally, that is, out to the side, instead of back or forth. Holy shit. Me too. Which means the most common time for it to happen is when I'm having sex and I get on top of the guy. Holy shit. Me too. Wait, on top of the guy. It always happens to me when I'm behind on top of my lady. Sounds like bones breaking too. It is nuts. No pain though. It is my stomach. It makes the most horrendous noises, but only when I'm at school or taking a test. It almost never does it at home. I have to hunch up over my desk and stomp my feet so no one will hear. My face turns beet red, I'm so embarrassed. It is like my butthole is a never-ending mechanical pencil of turd. I can wipe 1000 times. I can use wet wipes. I can take a shower. I can anal cleanse with a fire hose. Somehow there will still be shit on the paper. It is never clean. Ducking never clean. When I'm horny, my stomach grumbles like I'm hungry. At first it is funny. Then the guy I'm making out with does not know whether to duck me or feed me. I rub my nose with both hands when I get excited, anxious and sometimes fearful. Please tell me other people do this. Edit. So a lot of people do it, and from what I have read, some people use their knuckles as well. I have a bump on my chest from where I got stabbed with a pencil in grade school. For many years I have been able to squirt smelly pus from it. My girlfriend recently discovered this, and she thinks I'm a freak. When I sit down to pee, I have to sit for a while continuously pushing because it feels like some of the pee is still stuck in my urethra. If I do not sit and wait for it to trickle out, it becomes very uncomfortable and gives me the feeling as if I still need to go to the bathroom. However, I also have something called PCOS, and I have read that this feeling is attributed to that. But really I'm not sure. Edit. So because people keep sending me the same comments, I did like to clear two things up. 1. I do not have a UT. I know. I have been to the doctor and I can tell the difference between this and an actual UT. 2. I'm a woman. So thanks for the advice about penises and how to squeeze on my taint, whatever that is, but I do not have a penis. Edit. 2. I'm pretty sure this is my highest rated comment and I cannot believe it is about peeing and my urethra. Sometimes when I take a piss I'm a guy right as I begin to pee. My body has a spaz attack. Like my whole body shakes for a second, then it is back to normal. It is weird. I get random headaches that last for about 7 seconds or so and are unbearable. Sometimes brings me to tears. Then they are gone just like that. Completely at random. I have to pull over when I'm driving. Can't open my eyes really and stop whatever I'm doing and just bear the pain for a couple seconds. My ears do not have a ridge at the top. As in, the cartilage does not curl over creating a lip. I'm the only person I have met who has this feature or lack thereof. The only explanation I can think of is that they were horribly damaged by a sunburn when I was about 4 or 5. Edit. Since you all requested, I added a picture link. You can see the bumps across the top, and as you can see, it is not incredibly noticeable, but ever since I was 11 and someone pointed it out to me, it is all I have been able to see. When I was young and naive, I even thought that if I ever met a girl with the same ears, it would be a sign that we were soulmates. So, if only it was that easy. I have these gnarly skin tags on my asshole, which I know is a thing. But I also have this ratchet bump that kind of completes the trifecta. It often bleeds during shits. I plan on getting anal reconstructive surgery sometime in my life. Edit. Okay. Hemorrhoids. I get it. Sometime I sneeze like 100 times in one morning, and I do not catch cold after that. Edit. Well, it is because of my cold allergies I figured, never went to a doctor. As soon as I eat pretty much anything, I need to almost immediately use the bathroom. As in 5 minutes after I finish eating. Sometimes even while eating it is usually pretty watery and rarely much solid. It is annoying, and I have not figured out why. It happens probably 9 out of 10 times I eat a meal. Edit. I have seen a doctor and have been tested for celiac S, gluten allergy, etc. All of which came back negative. Except it was discovered that I do have a mild case of fructose intolerance. I eat a controlled diet and avoid the foods I have been instructed to avoid. But I still have this issue with safe meals. Dude, Ibs, get checked for it. It is called rapid bowel transit, and it can be stimulated by anything from a high-fat meal to, breathing and existing. This is pretty much my life. Sometimes I have to get up mid-meal and it sucks.